How does treaty law protect refugee rights during armed conflict? In recent days, the topic of refugee rights during armed conflict has gained significant attention. With ongoing conflicts around the world, many are asking how treaty law safeguards these vulnerable populations. Understanding this issue is crucial for anyone concerned about humanitarian efforts and the protection of human rights. Treaty law plays a vital role in safeguarding refugee rights during armed conflict. It establishes legal frameworks that regulate the treatment and protection of displaced persons. The Geneva Conventions are central to international humanitarian law and contain provisions that protect civilians, including refugees, in times of war. Common Article 3 of the Geneva Conventions applies to non-international armed conflicts. It promotes agreements between parties to ensure humane treatment of persons not taking part in hostilities. For international armed conflicts, Articles 6 and 7 of the Geneva Conventions provide further legal bases for agreements that enhance protections for civilians and refugees. The 1951 Refugee Convention and its 1967 Protocol define who qualifies as a refugee. They set out the rights of displaced persons, including protection against refoulement, which is the forced return to a country where they face danger. These treaties emphasize the obligation of states to provide asylum and humanitarian assistance to refugees fleeing persecution or conflict. Asylum is a key aspect of refugee protection. It can be granted either territorially, within a state's borders, or extraterritorially, such as in embassies or consular premises. States exercise discretion in granting asylum but are guided by international principles and treaties like the United Nations Declaration on Territorial Asylum and the Refugee Convention. During armed conflicts, asylum offers a legal refuge for individuals escaping violence and persecution. This reinforces their rights under international law. Additionally, special agreements between parties to a conflict can further enhance protections for refugees and civilians. These agreements are encouraged under Common Article 3 and related articles of the Geneva Conventions. In summary, treaty law protects refugee rights during armed conflict by defining refugee status and rights through the 1951 Refugee Convention and its protocol. It establishes humanitarian protections for civilians and displaced persons in the Geneva Conventions, especially under Common Article 3. It allows states to grant asylum based on sovereign rights but within an international legal framework. These legal instruments collectively work to ensure that refugees receive protection, humane treatment, and access to asylum during the chaos of armed conflict.